Welcome back for another edition of Friday Night Live. I'm Dr. Darya Ghafourpour, and we are touching on some more aspects of how to have a positive perspective in your life. Super duper important topic, and it's a big one. It's a big topic. There's always a whole lot to talk about relating with positivity and all the benefits that having a conscious, positive perspective will have on your life. And today I want to talk about the gratitude aspect of that. So I'll give you an example of a way that practicing gratitude can help uplift you, can help uplift your spirits and those around you. And all of that is part of enlivening yourself and looking at things, again, from a positive perspective. It feels so much better to be positive than to feel all in the dumps all the time. And it's not that you can be perfect with this. And is that you, Bernadette? I think that's my friend Bernadette popping in. And if not, I'm sorry that I misunderstood who that was. Give me a comment and let me know who's here. Yeah, so you may have seen on my page that I posted some thank you cards, and I was so touched. Just feeling very blessed. These came from my students. Once a week I teach at my dental school that I graduated from. And it's an all-day clinic session that I do, afternoon and night clinic. And I've been with many of these students for a couple of years, and some of them for just a year. And a really neat thing happened. We do a weekly huddle. Just like in my office, we start off our day with a morning huddle. We review what we're doing for the day and any pertinent topics that seem relevant or important to talk about, we address those before we start seeing our patients. And so at the school we do a huddle. So we gather together with the students that are going to be seeing their patients that afternoon and or that evening, and we'll answer questions for them, see what kinds of procedures they're doing. Some of it's logistical and some of it is just sharing, and sometimes we'll share some what's going well, sometimes we'll share what are some struggle points. And this week, Dr. Booth, who is our group practice leader, started off by saying, it's gratitude week. And immediately I was like, oh, good. And I'm clapping my hands, thinking that it was going to be, we were going to get to express our gratitude to the students and what was so great about what they were doing, and as a way of saying farewell to them, because many of them are graduating really, really soon. And instead they said, Dr. Ghafourpour, this is our time to express our gratitude for you, our appreciation for you. I was so caught off guard. I wasn't expecting that in the least. And I felt my face redden, and it was just the sweetest thing. And so they did that with some of the other instructors that were in the room, and whoever felt compelled to raise their hand and just share some great things, experiences that we had together, or what they appreciated about my being their instructor. And let me tell you, when the tables are turned like that, it's easy to give and for me, and it's nice to express appreciation of others. And when someone does that to you and you're not expecting it, it just really took me off guard. And they presented me with some really thoughtful thank you cards. And you know that you're a dentist when you've got the teeniest, tiniest handwriting. So these guys are well on their way. I have to wear my magnifiers, to read what they'd written. And the feeling was just so, it was a beautiful feeling. And what happens inside when there's gratitude that's being expressed? Like you feel like your heart opens, and it's really becomes much easier to give. Like if you're already a giving person, you find yourself wanting to give even more. And can you think of times and ways that you can express your appreciation of others, and you'll probably find that they feel uplifted. When you're genuine, you want to be genuine about that. It's a real sentiment, and it's coming from the heart, and it's not I don't want to say a fake thank you, but something that doesn't hold much meaning. It's not going to have the same effect as when you really are expressing your appreciation of something that means a lot to you. And so it's a great practice to have, and I want to encourage you to do that. Find ways that you can thank others around you, that you can express your appreciation and gratitude for them or for something that they've done for you or someone that you know, even if it's no one that you know. Who is it? There's a story that I read. I think someone posted a story about how when she was at the airport, she was overhearing a conversation between the customer who had just eaten her meal between flights and the server, and she was sharing about how she had just gotten robbed and she lost her belongings, and they took her wallet, her ID, her money, and the person who was writing the post did it in it was a really beautiful way. It wasn't like a self, it wasn't something that was showing, hey, look how cool I am, I like to express gratitude to others, it's cool, man. It wasn't anything like that. She was just like, oh my goodness, this woman, she was just robbed. And she went right up to the server and she said, I'd like to buy her dinner. And she wasn't making it a broad announcement of it. It was just something that she felt compelled to do. And what happened after that, this was the point, actually, this was part of the point of her story, of her post that she was sharing, was that wasn't the end of the story. What meant a lot to her was that other customers who had witnessed this approached her, and they were tearful, and they were thanking her for what she did. One gentleman, I remember, she wrote that he said he has a new appreciation for humanity. Like, it touched his heart what he saw her do for a perfect stranger. Then he started feeling more hopeful about humanity. And somebody else had approached her as well for her own reason. She was sharing how grateful she was that this woman had treated this other person for her dinner. And of course the server, she said, just really, she willingly and gladly accepted payment because she felt compassionate towards this person as well. And that was just, you just really, you get tearful when you hear stories like that, and they exist all over the place. And it's really great to have that appreciation for humanity and to know that there are others who are very, very giving, just like you are. I think that if you're still tuning in with me right now, there's a part of you that's very giving, and that part of you wants to come out more and more. And so allow for that part of you that's giving to come out more and more, and you're going to find others through their gratitude are going to respond that way and kind to you. And it might not even be somebody that you know. It could be a perfect stranger who may or may not have witnessed what you have just done, but they can feel it. They can feel that giving nature in you, and they can feel that love within you, and they can see that sparkle in your eye. They can watch others and notice how they start feeling uplifted in your presence. And it's a great feeling to be in a crowd like that among others who are sensitive in that way. And all it takes is the intention. So express your gratitude outwardly to others, or express your gratitude on paper. Write it down in your journal. Do it silently inside if you want. Send it out to the universe. Do it in prayer if you want. Whatever feels right to you is the perfect way to do it. And when you're doing that, you're going to find your life is just going to feel so much more supported, and you're going to find a lot of that flow circulating around you. And that's what keeps us going. So thank you for joining me here. And I'd love to see you comment ways that either you've been given to that you're appreciative, or ways that you but that you do give to others. And it doesn't have to be in a way, don't worry, I'm not asking for you to brag or anything. Just ways that you can share that that you do things here or there that other people can pick up on and learn from, and might go, oh, I'm gonna do that for somebody. Let's share some ideas here. So thanks for joining me this Friday night, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. I'd love it if you'd share this video if it's meaningful to you and you can think of other people that would benefit from it, and invite them to come on down and like my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll get more of these videos every Friday night. And thanks again for joining. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.